to Compost Cuisine with your favorite chef, Worm! Today we have a delectable seasonal ingredient. That's right, autumn leaves, freshly fallen off the tree. When the leaves change color and blanket the ground, it's the most delicious time of year for composters like me. You can just smell the fall flavors. Look at that red, that orange, perfect for the dinner plate. Sadly, we don't get to enjoy these leaves nearly as much as we should because people keep raking them up and tossing them into landfills. Yep, they might think they're doing a good thing by keeping yards clean, but the layer of leaves actually helps a lot of creatures out. Fallen leaves provide food and shelter over winter for animals like frogs, beetles, pollinators, and of course, worms like me, which in turn provides nourishment for animals like birds and bats. Hey, I'm not on the menu today, so leave the leaves. It's a feast of nutrients for everyone. Your local insects, birds, and plants will thank you. And if you really need to keep your lawn tidy, just move the leaves into flower beds, around tree roots, or into the compost bin. Talk about home delivery. Nom 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 nom. Good afternoon, fellow soil connoisseurs! So very excited to show you today's Compost Cuisine! You know me, you know that I love tomatoes! My favorite fruit! Yes, it's a fruit and not a vegetable, which makes ketchup a type of smoothie, I guess? Did you know there are over 10,000 different varieties of tomatoes in the world? For today, I'm trying not one, not two, but 3 different kinds of them. First was plucked fresh from the vine 3 months ago and left to rot in a forgotten drawer. Tossed together with some green tomatoes that have been decomposing for weeks under the hot Tuscan sun. Then topped off with the finest cherry tomatoes sourced locally from the dumpster in the back alley. You can smell the deliciousness blocks away. Oh, yeah! What is this? Yuck! Back to the kitchen. This food is not fit for a worm with such refined taste buds as mine. Much better! Look at that gorgeous dish. The moldy colors. The room-filling aroma. That meal was a bona fide hit. 95% on the rotten tomato scale. Time to hit the composter. Speaking of, keep the moldy food coming, folks. Us worms will thank you. The soil will thank you. Hello and welcome to Compost Cuisine. Today we have a special treat. Dumplings! They're considered a lucky food in Chinese culture because they look like ancient gold and silver ingots. Personally, I think they look like little pockets of deliciousness. Mwah! Usually stuffed with ground meat, we're gonna make ours vegetarian with the wormiest compost ingredients we can find instead of throwing them out. Bring in the dumpster! Moldy pickled radish, dried out waterless water chestnuts, week old cabbage. These belong in our compost dumplings instead of the landfill. I can smell them now. What? Ugh, I can't eat these. Without the soy sauce, I knew something was missing. So salty, yet sweet and sour. And do I detect hints of rotting mung beans? Simply exquisite. Turning dumpster vegetables into fertilizer has never been so tasty. The fortune for today, the early bird gets a worm, which is why I always sleep in. Shay to the dumpster for the delicious dump of dumplings. Ciao amici! Guess what we're having for today's Compost Cuisine? Here's a hint. I'm right in front of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's in Italy. Compost pizza is the best for worms with refined tastes like mine, cause we can put anything on it. Look at all the stuff in this garbage. That should be in the compost instead. Or better yet, on our compost pizza. Discarded tomato sauce, old peppers, olive pits, week old spaghetti. Why not? Rotting pepperoni and anchovies? Meat products shouldn't be in the home compost, cause they could attract pests and unwanted scavengers. But they're fine to put into city-collected compost bins, and even tastier on my compost pizza. Did you know that the modern pizza was invented in Naples, here in Italy in the 18th century? We've been perfecting it ever since. Feast your eyes on... I can't eat this. Who put pineapple on there? That's not part of the main course. That's dessert. There. Now it's perfect. That hit the spot. Remember, composting helps the world. Us worms will thank you. The soil will thank you. Till next time, my fellow connoisseurs, arrivederci. Oh, buenas tardes! For today's Compost cuisine, we have traveled across the globe to Spain to try one of their most famous dishes, paella! Originating from the Valencia community in eastern Spain, paella is a rice dish that's cooked in a large pan so it can be shared. Different kinds of local ingredients can be mixed in, like chicken and beans, but my favorite type is paella de marisco. Paella cooked with seafood. Bet you've never seen a pan that huge before, eh? While it's a delicious meal for the masses, my taste buds obviously lean toward a more earthy recipe. Do you know what's better than heaps of fresh shellfish? Heaps of leftover shellfish shells! The shells of lobsters, shrimps, clams, and other shellfish are rich in calcium and make amazing compost. And they were just going to throw all this out. Can you believe it? Adding them to your garden instead of the landfill helps improve soil health for both plants and worms, especially ones with refined palates like mine. Que delicioso! Just gotta make sure I crush up the big pieces first. Venga ya! How am I gonna eat this one? Ow! I think I broke a tooth! Oh wait, worms don't have teeth! Welcome back to Compost Cuisine! Today's menu, a cardboard smorgasbord! Let's see our first dish! Looks like a shipping box. Clean presentation, lingering hints of truck delivery. Too dry! It's edible, but this blandness is better suited for the recycling bin. Next! This cardboard packaging is laminated. Yuck! The shiny plastic coating doesn't break down in the recycling or compost, so into the garbage it goes. It's definitely not suitable for worm food. Shouldn't have taken that bite. And the last dish. Ooh! This cardboard food container smells like it's been left out for days. Look at the grease stains and mold. Unbelievable! This looks delicious! This should have been the first and only dish. Biodegradable cardboard food containers aren't recyclable due to the grease and food scraps stuck to them, which makes it perfect compost food for us worms. As long as you tear it into small pieces. Anyone got a pair of scissors? Saving another box from the landfill, one bite at a time. Just keep an eye out for the types we like. Us worms will thank you, and the soil will thank you. Hello, it's Compost Connoisseur Worm here with another episode of Compost Cuisine. For today, we're looking at disposable food packaging and dishware. Smells like we have leftovers from a party. Wow, this packaging looks and smells as good as the leftovers. What is it? Green, aromatic, and flavorful. A banana leaf wrapper. Always an exquisite meal. In many parts of the world, instead of using plastic wrap or aluminum foil, food is packed and served in banana leaves. Eco-friendly packaging and dishware that's totally biodegradable. Ooh, look at that banana leaf plate. Talk about a delicious dish. And I guess the food looks pretty good too. Other cuisines like Chinese and Mexican also often use organic food wrappings too, like bamboo leaves and corn husks. As companies look to replace plastic, we'll no doubt be seeing more plant-based wrappers, and I can't wait! So keep an eye out for organic food wrappers and greener disposable dishes. Us worms will thank you. And the soil will thank you. I wonder how many banana leaves it'd take to wrap a worm. I've always wanted an edible blanket. Best before, best before, best before. No, no, no. These unopened packets of food do not belong here. The thought of all this good food being thrown out really ties my stomach into knots. Time for some Kitchen 101 on food expiry dates. Foods that stay fresh for a shorter lifespan are often required to have a best before date, which is different than an expiry date. Expiry dates are dates set by the food maker showing when something is safe and nutritious to eat. After all, not everyone has digestive systems as cultivated as mine. Expiry dates are usually on foods that easily spoil, like baby formula, fresh meat, and some liquid items once opened. Ooh, how deliciously pungent. Best before dates, however, are the duration when the manufacturer thinks the packaged food will stay the freshest. These best before dates are just estimates, and a ton of foods are still good and edible weeks and even months past the date if they're unopened. While my wormy friends and I might enjoy the extra serving, food waste is a huge issue. It contributes to global greenhouse emissions and creates extra garbage that we have to deal with. Food waste is such a big problem that some organizations are trying to get rid of best before dates. So less edible food is thrown out. So what should you do if you have unopened food that's past the best before date? Use your senses. Give it a sniff. And see if there are signs of mold or changed colors. If it looks and smells good, take a nibble. If everything is normal, it's fine to eat. But if something seems off, you should toss it in the compost for worms like me. Just make sure to take it out of the packaging before composting. Chef Worm here, back with some more compost cuisine. Today we're going to talk about leftovers. Not those kind of leftovers, even though the lasagna was delicious, but leftover fruit scraps. While making food, there's a lot of it that people throw away, even though it doesn't need to be. Here are some tips on how to reduce waste by using more parts of fruits and vegetables. Vegetables like beets and radishes often come with leaves that are cut off and thrown out. But did you know that they are edible? They can be tossed in a salad. Potatoes, carrots, apples, and other thin-skinned fruits and vegetables usually don't need to be peeled because the skin is edible. Not only can they be cooked with the skin on, after a good scrubbing, of course, but it's actually more nutritious. And if you do have to peel them for a recipe, you can keep the peelings to make things like apple chips and potato skins. Look at that deliciousness! Mwah! Did you know that seeds can make a nice snack too? The next time you have butternut or acorn squash, keep the seeds and roast them for a healthy snack. Keeping food waste out of landfills is good! So I'm challenging you to use as much of your fruits and vegetables as possible. And if there's any waste, put it in the composter for me. Now that's what I call gourmet. It even has mold. What a treat. Welcome to Compost Cuisine! Chef Worm at your service! Today, we're going to talk about how this could save the environment! Yep, a carrot! Well, not just a carrot, but vegetables! They could be one of the answers to climate change. As you may have heard, animals raised for meat account for a lot of greenhouse gases being released into the atmosphere. They need tons of land for grazing, which is not a sustainable recipe for the future! Did you know that if we eat more veggies, we can cut down on the amount of water and fertilizers used on the land? And eating veggies is healthier for the body too. Veggies contain fiber, which has a lot of health benefits, and in general much less bad fats than meat. I mean, look at me. I mostly eat veggies and I feel great. Of course, I always recommend everything in moderation to start. After all, not everyone has a palate as adaptable as mine. Even switching a few meals a week from meat to vegetables will have huge positive impacts on the environment and our lifestyles. So why not give it a try? I'm eating my way to a better future.